20 years of the GMDC, or the Gaming Management Development course. Just in case you forgot me or don't know me, Brian Cook, facilitating this evening, and have been running the GMDC for the last 9 years. So just thought we'd do a couple of acknowledgements and just a couple of little speeches here, and we're very, very happy to have the CEO of Aristocrat on our shores back. And if I could just get Mr. Trevor Kroger to come down, please. Mr. Trevor Kroger, come on down and say a couple of words. Thank you. He wasn't going to come, don't you?
Well, thanks, Cookie. First of all, welcome to all of the participants, the graduates, the educators, the sponsors and the mentors of the GMDC. It's great to look around a room and see so many people who contributed so proactively to the future growth of our industry. I think it's also important to recognise the foresight and the vision of people like David Costello, Warren Jowett, Peter Turnbull and others that actually saw the need for this and were willing to commit behind it and create such a great and iconic educational program for the gaming industry. I think, and from an Aristocrat point of view, we're very fortunate to be involved with this from day one and continue to remain absolutely committed to this investment. And I would like to make that emphasis around an investment. It is really about an investment in the future of our industry. As we talk often about investing in our content and our technology and our game designers, this is really about investing in the capability and the future of our industry. And that's really borne out most to me in recent times when you go around the world and you actually see people from Australia that are running casinos and tribal casinos and businesses all around the world that have come out of the GMDC, and I think that's a true testament to the quality of this program and what it has contributed to our industry as a whole. And really, I think at the end of the day, you can talk about dollars and cents and everything else, but at the end of the day, there's a legacy that's being left here, and there's a legacy that's being left by everybody in the course, everybody in this room, to continue to enhance the gaming industry and make it a better place. And I congratulate everyone for those that have participated and those that have educated through this process. And I think it's a great legacy, and Aristocrat remains committed to investing and supporting this for ongoing times and keeping Brian Cook fully employed. Cookies enough? Right. He told me 2 minutes or I get the hooks.
I appreciate that, Trevor, and thank you for sticking to schedule. Also, without stealing Peter Turnbull's thunder, who's the CEO of Leagues Clubs Australia, he'll give a little bit of history and a couple of acknowledgements. So I'd like to hand over to Peter Turnbull. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. On behalf of the board of Leagues Clubs Australia, I'd also like to welcome you to this special function and making the time in your very busy diaries to attend. But as a double celebration tonight, it had been listed as the 20th, as you know, the 20th anniversary of the Leagues Clubs Australia Aristocrat Gaming Development course. But more importantly, during our last year, the 20th year, we saw our 1,000th graduate come through the program. So that's a fantastic milestone in itself. So everyone, as Trevor said, in this room has been part of the GMDC journey over the years. And I trust that all of the graduates that are in the room tonight still regard the GMDC as the pinnacle of their career development. And indeed, looking through the past alumni of the GMDC over 20 years, there are so many current day CEOs and senior gaming executives who were in relatively minor roles when they partook of the GMDC. So that says something about career development. GMDC has certainly withstood the test of time as a unique gaming and operations educational program. It cannot be replicated, and it can't be sourced through things like the internet or through a library. In essence, the format of the program has not changed since 1999-2000, when 31 participants embarked on that inaugural GMDC year. The fact that the GMDC program has essentially retained the same format is testimony to the vision and foresight of two gentlemen who came up with that model, former CEO of Leagues Clubs Association, Mr. David Costello, and Mr. Warren Jowett from Aristocrat. David and Warren identified the need for an experiential course which focused primarily on gaming education, but which was also supplemented by some operation has been the recognised value of the development of an industry network, which has proven to be so beneficial to each of the 1,000 participants. So on behalf of everyone here tonight, I wish to acknowledge and thank David and Warren for leaving the industry with such a wonderful legacy, that being the GMDC program. Thank you, David and Warren. I quickly want to acknowledge a number of people who have carried David and Warren's vision into practice over the 20 years. Firstly, to the GMDC facilitators, who have been instrumental in the year-to-year success of the program. Firstly, Alan Thomas, who unfortunately is an apology tonight, but sends his best wishes to everybody. Alan was at the helm for over 10 years, and Brian Cook, as mentioned, has been at the helm as a facilitator for the last 9 years. So I want to acknowledge their great effort in making the course such a successful course for each of those years. So thank you to Alan Thomas and Brian Cook. Also integral to the success of the program, I wish to highlight the contribution and efforts of 3 people: Mary O'Neill, Chris Wright, and the late John Willis, each of whom who shared their absolute passion and knowledge of the club industry. Is Mary here? No, wasn't Mary? She might be running late, but she was definitely looking forward to tonight. As well, a unique aspect of the program has been the willingness of our member clubs to host the GMDC sessions, and for the CEOs and senior executives of those clubs to share their expertise with the class, answer any questions they have, and then provide a detailed and informative tour of their club premises. We also, as Trevor said, cannot underestimate the contribution of so many Aristocrat and wider industry speakers who have so willingly given of their time and experience. In the engine rooms behind the scenes, looking after the logistics of each and every session over the years, I wish to thank Louise Palmiere and Shanti O'Toole from Aristocrat, and from Leagues Club Australia, Melanie Curran, Lisa Petrie, and for the last 9 years, the wonderful Crystal Lees. So thank you to those ladies. Lastly, but definitely not the least, on behalf of Leagues Clubs Australia, I would like to acknowledge our education sponsor and valued corporate partner, Aristocrat. This iconic program would not have been possible without the significant contribution and commitment from Trevor Croker, David Ronson, and the great team at Aristocrat. Aristocrat's financial contribution over the 20 years of GMDC is in the millions of dollars, a massive investment which has gone in towards the future of our great industry, and indeed for the personal and professional development of each and every participant. So on behalf of everyone here this evening, would you please thank Trevor Croker, David Ronston and Aristocrat. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 2 GMDC visionaries to the microphone, Mr. David Costello and Mr. Warren Jowett.
Thanks, Peter. Well, it's a journey that was started over 20 years ago, when I still remember the day David come to our showroom and requested some support from Aristocrat on introducing something that was going to be unique and beneficial to the club industry in New South Wales. His foresight was second to none, and today the legacy of the program's supported by over 1,000 participants. But why Aristocrat chose to be a part of it was there was many industry associations out there providing paid education to the marketplace, but in our view, it wasn't focused on the development in a challenging industry like gaming. And the course wouldn't have been successful without the dedication of a lot of people. We play a small part in the program by supplying resources and financial support, but it's the people in the industry that make the course unique, and it's the people who attend the course that provide the future of our industry with some level of support and governance. And that's something that not too many organisations or sectors out there in industry can gloat about. So to everyone who's been a participant of the GMDC, to Peter and the current team, to Cookie and everyone that's played a part of it, to everyone that's who has out of Clubland made their time available, thank you very much in supporting this great program, and let's bring on another 20 years. Thank you.
Thanks, Warren. Good evening, everybody. The word vision has been used a few times tonight, but I think it's probably a little bit overstated. It was a simple recognition back 20 years ago that the industry didn't really have a training course for people that wanted to learn about gaming, the integrity of gaming analysis, marketing, security, intelligence, and so on, so on, so on. And I still think it's a crying shame that today the industry doesn't have a formal training course for gaming analysts or gaming managers to come through the ranks. And the role that the GMDC has played over the last 20 years, I think, has laid a platform for the industry, and I hope has laid a platform for each and every one of you to go on to bigger and better things. And both Peter and Warren and Trevor spoke about people that have done the GMDC course and gone on to become CEOs. And certainly that's something that I'm very proud of. I've been in the industry over 50 years, 53 years now, and I would rate the GMDC as one of the finest things that I've been associated in that period of time. I'm proud of the fact that Peter Turnbull and his predecessor in David Williams, who followed me when I went to Clubs New South Wales, have kept this course going. I'm proud of each and every one of the participants of the GMDC, but you know, it all wouldn't be possible without the financial support of Aristocrat. Warren jumped at the opportunity because he recognised the industry needed something like the GMDC, but it wouldn't have been possible without the expertise of people from Aristocrat. Peter mentioned John Willis. John Willis was an absolute genius and a wonderful man, but Aristocrat put literally hundreds of their executives before the GMDC and let them pass on their knowledge, and as did every other segment of the industry that contributed, security consultants, marketing consultants, architects, analysts. So many people have invested in your future. I know you appreciate it. I'm very, very proud of the GMDC, and I'm very, very proud of each and every one of you. Thank you and congratulations.
If I can be indulgent, I'd just like to wrap up with a couple of thank yous myself, in that I'm very proud to be at the helm for the last 9 years and to inherit the culture that Warren and David started, and with Alan Thomas there the first 10 years, and then John Gould is here tonight, took up the ball with Danny Monk, and then I've been there for the last 9 years. And I'd also like to thank Shanti O'Toole, Louise Palmier, lately Mitch Samark, Chris Wright, and of course Crystal Lees for helping me there, and for Peter and Trevor and Aristocrat, all their staff that volunteer, and so do all our speakers and presenters, and the clubs to be so candid and open. It makes this a great course, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. So I thank you to all of you tonight to find time to rekindle your networking and your friendships. Please enjoy the rest of this evening. Just in the formalities and housekeeping, the official Aristocrat function will start at 10:30, so those who are coming, 6:30, okay. Just making sure you're with me. So we will be starting at 6:30, the official function, so if you are a part of that function, please stay and enjoy. If you are moving on to other functions or other activities this evening, please travel safe, but thank you all for being here tonight, and good health and best wishes in our beautiful industry, which is the gaming industry and club industry. Thank you very much.